thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. I started looking around like, who is she talking about? I'm only messing with you. Thank you to Pastor Randy Brown, and thank you, First Lady, for allowing me to present tax rules and regulations to your wonderful group. And there's one thing about me. I own several businesses, but what I do is before I get into any business of what it is that I'm doing, I always have to give praises to God because that's where it came from. So you know what I like to do right now, if it's okay with you all, I would like to just sing just a few bars of a song that really weighs heavy on my heart and has helped me through a lot of my adversity. So I'm going to try to do that for you, okay? It goes like this. Tragedies are commonplace. Disease and virus, people slipping away. Economy's down, folk can't get enough pay. As for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Can I say it again? Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Yeah. So I have to start myself with that because I have to give thanks where thanks is due. And then I can rock and roll and tell you a little bit about me and what it is that I do and why I do it. And then we'll get into some stuff. I have some wonderful information. Pastor Randy Brown had mentioned to me a while back. He said, hey, look, I really want you to come and speak to my group. And I said, well, sure, not a problem. And then I ran into him in North Carolina, and we did a seminar with a 365 surge, and he said again, look, I really want you to speak to my people. I really care about my people. I want them to know the importance of business ownership and how having a business will be able to benefit them on their taxes and throughout so many other ways. But my expert was on the tax side, so he invited me to come out and speak. So with that being the case, let me tell you a little something about my background and what gives me the ability to speak about what I'm going to speak about today. In my background, when I grew up in the South Bronx, had 4 children. I was the only boy. A whole lot of bad things going on all around us. And one day, my mom told me when I was in the 5th grade, because I was acting out, running with a tough little crew. I had joined a little gang called the Baby Red Devils, and we were under a larger gang, and we figured we can go. If I had this protection from the larger gang as a little dude, I can go out there and do any and everything I wanted to do because my gang was there to protect me for whatever I get into, even if I initiate something stupid and just very bad. But my mom said to me, she said, hey, look, if you get into trouble out there, I will not visit you in jail. I will not visit you in a detention center. You will be dead to me because you have chosen not to honor me. You know how hard I'm working for you and your sisters to keep a roof over your head. We don't have a whole lot of extra, but you don't go to bed hungry. So I said, wow, I'm your only son. You mean to tell me you would cut me off? Yeah, right. And mom said, yes, that's right, son. I will cut you off as though you never existed because I would not allow you to poison the household with all that negative stuff. You're not going to bring it in here. So with that being the case, straighten up, and so that's what it was. That talking to me made me realize that, wow, I didn't want my mom to disown me. I'm like, come on. So with that being the case, I was able to stay out of trouble. A lot of my friends were killed young ages. I've gone to more funerals than you can imagine. Lost a lot of friends to the drug life. They call it the drug game, but it's not a game. I tell people, I tell them all the time, it's not a game. This is reality. If you stop calling it a game, maybe you'll stop playing it. But with that being said, I've gone to funerals where my friends have I could put the pistol in the hand of a man laying in the corpse, and he can't me go ahead and fly right. So one of the things that I did do was I was always very good with math, and I love math. I still love math to this day. So with that being the case, I went to try to get a job through a job placement agency in New York City, where they took and placed people in jobs that were financially challenged. So we had what we call the Target Job Tax Credit. And they would say, hey, go get a job, show them this certificate that you are on public assistance or you're getting assistance from the government and a company will hire you. So I took that certificate, took some training from the course, and I went out there looking for a job. But most of the companies still didn't care about that Target Job Tax Credit. They weren't considering that at all. So then one day there's a company called the Jewish Manpower Association. The Jewish Manpower Association was a group of elderly Jewish financial people from Wall Street. And they were teaching young Jewish males how to become stockbrokers. Well, one year they decided to open this school up because they wanted some federal funds. So when they opened it up to receive federal funds, they could not deny anyone. If you were female, if you were male, you could be Christian, Muslim, whatever. By receiving federal funds, they had to open the door for everyone. So with that being the case, I took an exam, did really well. The job placement company sent me down to the Jewish Manpower Association, and they said, no, we don't know. The rabbi came out and spoke to me and said, look, they've been sending us people down here that they don't know what they're doing, and this, that, and the other. We're looking at your test scores, and we want you to take another test, right? I was like, and my thought was Malcolm X was so right, this guy's just playing too many games. I'm like, why are these Jewish dudes playing these games, man? I don't really even want to be in your school. I just want a job, But they tested me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take this test here just to show them that I know my stuff on math. And I took the test, and the rabbi stood there, and he watched over me. I took the test. He took the test in the back, and then about 40 minutes later, he came out. And I was like, I'm going to show this to who he's playing with. So then he came out, and he said, he had books in his hand. He said, welcome. We accept you. So I was like, oh, really? Because I really didn't want to be down with it. So then they accepted me into the class. And I was like, well, I need money, man. I don't have time for this. So they said, well, we'll give you a stipend to travel, and we'll give you a stipend for lunch and stuff like that. We're going to treat you like we do it all these other guys. All these young Jewish males that were in the program, I was the only non-Jewish person in there, and no females to this day that I know of. So at least to that day that I was in there. So then I wound up going to school with them, and they taught me Wall Street stuff. I learned from the top leaders on Wall Street how to be a stockbroker. So when I put that on my resume, a lot of the top brokerage firms were calling me in, seeing this name Marcus Harris on a resume. And when I went in to meet with them, they saw this man that didn't look Jewish with this Jewish Manpower Association thing going on. So they were all kind of fascinated, like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Marcus Harris. But that's the Jewish name. No, it's not. It's just the name that my mom gave me. Well, make a long story short, I got accepted into the #1 brokerage firm on Wall Street. And from there, the Jewish supervisor put me